Alright. We are live. Wait, hold on. Where's the link? There it is. Okay. Uh, 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 okay. So, where have we left off? I think it was... We did Taskware, I think. We did Game Randomize. Ooh. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's quite a few unreleased games. Well, we don't have Nutcracker, I don't think. No, wait, we do, actually. We do have Nutcracker. Nice. So this is a game. I've moved computers and I've compiled all of my unreleased games. This one was made by a friend for me. This is the original version of Kramening, which I don't think I will expand on. In fact, I think I deleted the original project files. This is Nutcracker, which I just discontinued, and I deleted the files as well. And this is, oh yeah, this is the Game Maker version of Voidless, so the original. So let's go to Nutcracker. Looks incredibly polished. Yeah, and I remember, like, this one is made with mono game, and I just remember all of the pain I went through implementing all of this. And it's actually quite stunning for myself that I managed to get it all to work, and it doesn't fail. It doesn't like I don't know. It's wonderful. It's wonderful because I know like how delicate the underlying system is. Anyhow, we have achievements, which means we don't have achievements. We have about, which means we don't have about, and we have settings, which means we do actually have settings, and we have quite a lot of them actually. We can exit. Oh, automatic resolution. Yes, we can change the screen width. Yeah, in Voidless I upgraded this to sliders. We can also turn off the music, which doesn't do anything. And you know what? I want to make it full screen. There we go. This looks quite nice. This looks really nice. Okay. We also have one language which crashes the game. Nice. Okay. I want to make it full screen again. We can also change the GUI size, in fact. Okay. So, let's play. Get cracking. Nutcracking 101. So, I actually love this concept. Hello, gel brands. I actually love the concept, even though it's kind of weird, I guess. Basically, you have the energy source and you have the nut, and your goal is to place wires in a way that will deliver electricity to the nut and crack it. And you can also place them diagonally. And if you place them diagonally, then you place both at once, basically. And then the red ones don't conduct electricity. So you just kind of have to find the path that works. And then here, here's where all the different mechanics begin. So the stars, right, if I just... Ooh, that's a nice bug. Yeah, okay, never mind. The blue tiles don't conduct unless you have all of the stars. And as you can see there is a bug because I undid, and that basically... the nut needs energy in order to be cracked. Because that's how electricity works. As you can see, it gets cracked. It's a nice little animation. I love all the different, like, I remember especially all these like hover particle effects were incredibly hard to get right, because I used the same particle system for all particle effects. Anyhow. The nut cracking sound actually was made from an actual nut being cracked using my jaw. And there you have the blue arrows, which I think are the most important element of the entire game, because there's quite a few things you can actually do with them. For now it's just the basics. Yeah. Here the choice is completely unimportant. Here the choice is important. Yeah, I love these 3 levels, like they're so elegantly designed. I don't know what the point of this level is, honestly. Yeah, here you have to consider the in what order you place because you can make it fall off and then you fail. And now pretty much my favorite mechanic of the whole game, because of the way I coded all of these special tiles. If you move the nut onto a tile which already has something special on it, it gets removed completely. And this opens up so many cool possibilities. I didn't really use many of them, but oh, this is oh, oops. Okay, so there we go. And yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's all of the levels that I made, but I made all of the different mechanics. Dobry wieczór, Antoni. But I didn't make all of the levels because I got bored. So that's where Nutcracker is now. And I'm really proud of it, actually, but I don't think I will continue it because I'm too sidetracked. The last assignment we already played, not quite dead yet. Ooh. This one was made for, what's it called? Hold on. A Game by its Cover, yes. And it was inspired by this cartridge, which just, when I saw it, hold on, if I, do I have a link to it actually? There it is. Like when I saw it, I was immediately like intrigued with the whole design, but then I saw this description over here. The clock is ticking, the world is changing, the end is nigh and nobody cares. Welcome home, and especially this welcome home at the end, it just gave me the feeling that this is gonna be the perfect cartridge to recreate. And it was a lot of fun, actually. And yeah, let's just play. So yeah, at the time I had just finished binge watching all of the FNAF games, and I wanted to kind of do something similar, but not quite similar, not quite dead yet. And I wanted to make it like super artistic by basically making it inspired by real-time events. In case you haven't realized, there's a pandemic. Yes, and that's the theme that I took over into this game. There's a few different settings here, but I'll just begin the game. Things are changing for the worse. Death approaches. Nobody cares. And there's a lot of... Wait, no. Okay, so there's a lot to say about this game. Hi Sam, Kid 123. What? Okay, so that was. Alright. So yeah, as I said, it's inspired by FNAF, and I wanted to get generally the same feel, but I don't know where the idea actually came from to make it based on listening instead of actually seeing and predicting where they'll go. Either way, it's unfortunately quite confusing because of because essentially there are these people that open up that show up, but only in the actual source rooms, like these two. And there are also these decoy people that don't matter, and it's all just made to be kind of threatening, kind of red herrings. But it's I think I've done too much of it basically. And because the main focus of the game is that you're supposed to kind of predict where they'll go. For example, if you go back to the map, wait, hold on. These are cams 10 and 14. So 10 leads only to 02 and 14 to 13. So you're supposed to just kind of listen through 02 and 13 to make sure that there's no one there, like they don't spread or anything. Greek Incorporated is obviously just a name that I've invented a long time ago, because it was the combination of grow and shrink, and it was for like a Portal style puzzle game. So Greek Incorporated, just like in 1000-bit. You'll be fine, there's nothing to worry about, just like in what's it called, Five Nights at Freddy's. You can also move these things, and all these inspirational posters. Tomorrow is the future, just like in PIN. It's generally just a lot of things from my games. I like to make these kind of references. I think there was something else as well. Forgot what it was. I don't wanna quit. Whatever. Anyhow, it's supposed to be like a giant message. Oh yeah, I forgot. John Ernest Green, the famous author from my parody analysis videos that you might have seen. The surname Green with an E at the end came from the original The Last Assignment, where the family of Greens was the family that went missing mysteriously, and it was invented some time ago, a long time ago, and it was just a joke. I don't know. It was funny to us because it was like the word green, but with an E on the end. The phrase with an E on the end is also a joke. I don't know why. Anyhow. So that's, yeah. And I've went for this hand-drawn style because I haven't really done it ever before, and I wanted to experiment, and it was actually quite nice. All I had to do was like scan them and then just cut out like the outlines. Yes. I also made this hard mode, which I've never actually played myself. Of course, all of these games are on my itch.io, and I have got a walkthrough of this game that I made. You also have these hotkeys. And yeah, I just really like this game in general. Let us move on. Let us see what is next. 23. Oh, this is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites, and one that I've already got it, in fact, over here. There we go. Oh, that's actually already done. Yeah, so these are the games that I will 100% for sure make. Voidless, Blind Maze, and 23D, because it's just such a cool concept, man. Like, if this gets to Steam, like I know it looks unassuming, but if this gets to Steam, then it will be a hit. It will be an absolute hit. And it's like one of those games that you just like Top D, like 2D and Top D by the guy who made it. I forgot his name. Anyhow, yeah. So I've made a devlog on this game anyway. You can see the full story. Yeah. So it's a 3D platformer, except in only 2 dimensions. So you can move forward and backward, and you can move left and right. And in the full version, I think I'm going to add left and right, and then also the XZ plane, where you cannot see your vertical position, basically. So it's like a top-down position, and there will be like an actual only top-down position. There will be like there will be a lot of things. You'll see. It's gonna be a great game. So yeah. Oops. So I just have to move like this. And I actually did make this game completely using 2D things, like tools, which was interesting, but I don't think, for the full version I'm definitely gonna go for Unity, not just because it's simpler, but also because it's just better for bigger projects. Whoops, hold on. I was doing something else. And I'm also going to use Unity for like Beyond and Kramening if I ever get to actually making those. And then I managed to implement one last spin-off mechanic, which is these portals, which are even more kind of disorienting. I think this would be just a great game for not only puzzle nerds, but also just in general for like YouTubers who like to get confused over stuff, I guess. Gamers. Okay, there we go. And yeah, that's it. And if you go to the far end here, you can see I also wanted to implement these switches and these toggled blocks, but I just didn't have the time. So there we go. That's 23D, and that's unfortunately all that it has to offer. You can turn off post-processing, of course, you can do all these things. But that's it, and it's also actually playable in browser. Because when I was making Luna, I got off, like they were giving away free licenses, temporary licenses for Game Maker for web. So I made a web version which required more work than I thought. Oh yeah, right, this is without post-processing. There we go. I'd be really happy if I could just have a permanent Game Maker license, but whatever, I don't really care, especially since Unity does basically the same thing. And in case you missed it, I actually made the Unity version of my random game name generator today in Unity. Because the base code was also made in C#, so didn't really require that much work. But what I did have to do is move the lists of nouns and verbs, nouns and adjectives and names directly into C# because otherwise it just wouldn't work for some reason. So you can play around with this if you want. That's nice. What is next on our list? Oh, Platonus. Platonus. Also known as Platonus. Also known as Platonius. Oh, the music volume's at 100%. That's weird. Yeah. If you hear that music, it's pretty funky, pretty groovy, if I do say so myself. I want to turn on full screen. There we go. And I want to turn up the GUI scale. These are actually almost the same settings as in Voidless. And I've also obviously put in here Kirchner, the nonsense language. Okay, so let's start a new world. No, let's think about this. What kind of name should I give it? What name should I give this world? It deserves a good name. What if I call it... Oh. Okay, that's a pretty good name. Okay, let's go. Welcome to the world of Platonus. Move with Ergis or West, I don't really care. You can play stuff. Yeah, okay, well, I don't care. Okay, yeah. So... This is Platonus. It's basically like a Terraria clone, but not entirely. Because basically it's like Minecraft, but with 2 layers. It doesn't have like walls and tiles and blocks or whatever. Terraria is a bit more confusing. Here you just right click to mine things in the background and left click to mine things in the foreground. And you also use left click to place, so it's a bit confusing when you... Yeah, you can do that, because it goes into that slot. Anyhow, whoops. You also have your inventory, you can craft stuff. And yeah, this is one of those games where I'm kind of nervous every time I play it, because I'm afraid that something will just break suddenly. Okay. Now I have a pickaxe, at last. And there are quite a few things in this game that are... Oh! That are actually inspired by things that I invented while I was a little bugger. Yes, indeed. There's no fall damage as well. It's just supposed to be kind of fun. And the music as well is... Oops. Yeah, that can happen. Is made from some of my old compositions. Oh, I need one more block. And this game is generally a bit boring, to be honest. Keep messing that up. Yeah, you have a furnace, you have the Elepica corner, also known as Eleka. You have your Inor ore, you have your Dark ore, you have your Xorite, you have your Gregstone, which is my equivalent of Obsidian, and it has literally no other reason of being called Gregstone other than I felt like it. You have your Hardstone, which is the Bedrock, and yeah, you just have all these things. One thing that I like is that, because of the way I coded it, if you land on a block, on like the very edge of a block, you hear this, and it's just such a satisfying sound. And it's actually the same sound that plays when you land on a block made of metal, or a mineral block. And yeah, I just don't really have that much to say about this game, other than it's silly, I guess. I don't think I'll ever actually continue it. It was just made for Twix. Twix with a Y. There we go. Platoon was made entirely by 890 in a month. Original idea came from my childhood and was some ideas from other games that I and my brother invented. Dedicated to Twix have a whole jolly Christmas. Yes, it was made in a month. Indeed. This is just a great game. Let's be real here. Yeah, you have your stone, dirt, clay. Oh yeah, do you have all of your gems as well? Ruby, topaz, emerald, diamond, which is the proper way to spell diamond. Sapphire, jelly gem, which is just a gem that I invented. Opal and onyx. Gregstone, which is obsidian. Hardstone, which is bedrock. Bricks, glass, workbench, furnace, Elepica corner. Crackstone, which is cobblestone, and this one I don't think I invented as a child. Stone bricks, sandstone, sentinel bricks, and a lamp. I don't know why I made the lamp. And then you have all of these. You have the books of magic, which don't really do anything. This is a special item for Twix. And these words are not even used in the game. So that's Platonuas. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, Luna. I'm not sure how I feel about it, because it's kind of a... I think the best description of it is a wasted opportunity. Because it's the perfect example of a game that's just polished to perfection. Everything is polished to perfection except the gameplay. And that's kind of why it failed. The harbor. Yeah, and the tutorial also could use a bit of improvement. Left and right with the arrow keys. You can walk on walls. Yeah, and it's kind of confusing, especially with the background. But this is you. You are this little robot thing. As it said, you can walk on walls. So let us move on. I spent 7 days working on this game. And for each of these areas I made separate dark and white tracks. And you can listen to the whole Ost on my Bandcamp, of course. And then there are these tiles which just invert your gravity. And I took special care to make it impossible for you to actually get stuck. Yeah. Because if you do, you can just... what? Wait, what? There we go. You can just press R and you will go back to the last position when you were standing. And I also made these Easter eggs. And there, that's the tutorial area. Then you have Luna's Shrine. No one is saying anything in chat? That's... Or am I just deceived? Oh, message retracted. Oh yeah, who are you as well? Anton, like, are you... How do you know that I speak Polish? How are you Polish? Anyhow. Yeah, this is the House of Cards, where I implement these one-way platforms. Oh. Oops. And I remember someone commented that it would be better if you could... I don't remember exactly what he said, to be honest. Anyhow, And basically what you're trying to do... Oh, and I just got stuck. There's a key over there. No. A. No tak, jestem słodki. Generalnie wszystko sobie ustawiam na angielski, ale... nie wiem czemu tego nie zmieniłem. W każdym wypadku. Yes. This is Luna. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Basically, if you gather all of these keys in one area, you unlock the shard, the crest piece. Then you get the 3 crest pieces. You go into the palace, and then in the palace you go to the top, and then you just fly away to the moon, and that's the end. And if you get all of the Easter eggs, you unlock a secret room where you see a symbol of you see an icon of a bee, a key, and a sword. And no, those icons are not random. And they're a clever reference. The oeuvre. The winning game. The #1 spot. So satisfying. Hi Ape Guy, hi Craghen. Yes, hello. Welcome to the stream. Oh, yes, I've moved computers, so this is a completely new save file. So, let's just start the game. Of course, this is the post-gen version, but it's a lot better. But it's basically the same concept. It's a normal platformer with this really cool 3D effect that is actually fake. This room was inspired by a particular room in Will You Snail, that's why, hence the name, and the moving background as well is like the icon of that game. Then you have these platforms, and actually there's a bug that I still haven't fixed, namely that if you stand like this you can just do that. Yeah, that's nice. And then if you do it like with a one tall block, this happens, apparently. Anyhow, no one has complained about it, so I'm not changing it. This is the revamped tutorial. Yeah, I've tried to make it as separated as possible. Yes, this is 3D. Sorry, this is 2D. This is completely made in Game Maker, and the 3D effect is made by drawing all the tiles to a surface, and then I basically just drew that surface at a smaller scale from a slight offset. So it's very nice. Yeah, I know. Excuse me, Ape Guy. Please stop using bad vocabulary in my streams. Thank you. Yes, it looks absolutely stunning, I know. Especially all the squash and stretch and stuff. I've learned that over the years, just to kind of always. I've just learned how to polish a game's visuals and audio. And actually, an interesting thing is that the music became quite an important part of the game, despite like being decided kind of last minute. Because I just didn't have time to implement to make my own music, so I just stole some of Kevin MacLeod's music. And it actually formed basically the entire atmosphere of the game. And the title, as I said, was made by my previous random game name generator. I made a new one, in case you didn't know. Oh, and I unlocked a palette. And actually, you might like to know that some of the titles of these levels, namely, not this one. Oh, yeah, someone commented that maybe it shouldn't go to easier difficulty at the very start, because that just makes it feel a bit punishing. To be fair though, there is different modes that you can play with, so I'll be showcasing these in a while. I will just finish the game first. Yeah, and someone else commented that the different abilities. Dziękuję, Antoni. Tak. Wiele mi ludzi już pogratulowało za to. Ale dziękuję. To było bardzo niespodziewane. Someone else commented that the abilities are kind of more for like a Metroidvania style map and not for these precision platforming things, and I totally agree. I'm not gonna do anything about it though. Like, I'm way too lazy. Yeah, some of these abilities were kind of forced in, to be honest. Oh, there we go. Death of a World. This one, is the same name that I've given a piece of art that I made myself. Hold on, what's this? If I go to my album, there we go. This is End of a World. Just kind of this rock, and I've made this cool inky background. So yeah, what I was saying about the abilities. Some of them were just kind of forced in because I wasn't... Yeah, for example, especially this one. Like, this one is the most kind of forced ability I could ever create. Basically, it's just another mid-air jump, but you have to press left and right at the same time. It doesn't even have any special cool effects. Like, it's just the most disappointing ability. Anyhow. Street in Paris. Oh, I missed the previous one. There was one level which was called a simplified model of a universe, and actually I've named this piece before I made the game, but I've made a simplified model of a universe after I finished that game, and it's this. Okay, so let's just finish this. I'm gonna finish with every single ability. Full stop. It's basically, yeah, what it says, full stop. And someone else suggested that maybe I should make someone of different final level if you complete it with without the abilities. I probably should. Doesn't mean I won't. I will. Ever. Excuse me for a second. I see. No, never mind. Okay, I thought it was a mosquito. Anyway. Yes, so this is the final level. And now I will switch the palette. Funnily enough, Chakobume. This palette also exists in Crystal Ninja. And it's just Umekopcha, like, turned around, because this is a palette in Downwell called Umekopcha, and it was essentially these colors but inverted. And I've actually read that it's... Oh, on stream it appears a lot more green. I've actually read that it's the Japanese word for, like, green tea or something, and if you reverse the words, it's Chakobume. Anyhow, let's start a new game. This time with no helping abilities and all movement abilities. Which is, surprisingly, pretty much the hardest way to beat the game, because all of the levels are always on hardest difficulty. But it is quite nice to have all of these abilities. Yeah, and you can get all of the pallets. Wiem, ale w Hiszpanii to jeszcze bardziej udręka, powiem ci szczerze, dlatego codziennie śpię pod tą podsiadką komorową. Oh, by the way, speaking of the name of this level, in general the names were just kind of decided kind of almost at random. I'm gonna actually play without movement abilities because it's easier. I basically I try to make all of the level names be kind of like extremely exaggerated, I guess, in their symbolism. For example, especially for example the snails as potential persons, like it's just it's just a bunch of blocks. Like, how will that represent snails? But it actually does. And yeah, some of these levels are quite boring actually. Oh, and for example this one, onomatopoeia. I don't know, the name just came to me. And when it comes to the next level, I believe, this one, Trials of Usukhan, I have this weird obsession with Eldritch god names that have an apostrophe in the middle. There we go, this is a simplified model of a universe. And yeah, actually, as I said, the game came first. No, the end of a world came first, then the game, then a simplified model of a universe. Then urban landscape. Crossing the path to faith, which is extremely fitting, as you can see, clearly. Himmelstraße, which was inspired by my recent rereading of Book Thief. Yeah, especially this one. Trials of Jaleb Halad the Great. I don't know why I love these kind of weird cryptic language words. And there we go, there's Death of a World. Let's see if I can get all the pallets. I think I can. A street in Paris, as you can see, extremely fitting name. And Azure Skies. Even more. Well, I guess with this palette it's kind of fitting, but come on. Okay. And now, one of my favorite palettes is unlocked. Well, this is... I really like this one, but I especially like Invisible. It's the only one where the things in the background are actually inverted, to make it actually possible to play. I just love this palette. Anyhow, that's the oeuvre. I made a big devlog on that video. I presume we've all seen it because it has like 5,000 views or something. It's absolutely crazy. Let us move on to the final game on my list, which is actually not the final game. 1DC. Not the final game we're gonna play today. There it is. Roll and go. You know what? I'm gonna Reset progress. Oh, and by the way, if you're interested, you can play this. You can buy this game for only $3 on 890.io/1dc.
Welcome to the team, Mr. Thade. My name is Mr. Glenn Schroll, and we are excited to have you work on our newest project, the 1-bit registered automatic calculator. The computer works on a revolutionary 1-digit system, simpler than any other computer and therefore faster. Also, all programs work on only 3 different commands, decreasing the complexity by a lot. To get you started, just head over to the first task, output, and the interactive know-how registered will guide you through the basics of programming. Good luck, and remember, tomorrow is the future.
And there you go, again the famous slogan, tomorrow is the future, as in PIN, and also in Not Quite Dead Yet, which is actually quite ironic, I guess, because this is kind of a rivaling company to Grink, in a sense. Especially given that the very name is kind of the opposite. I was just about to answer your question, Anton, because this guy, this voice log, is the only voice log, is the only audio file that I've ever asked someone to produce. And I've given him money to produce it. Yes, that's right, I paid for a service. Myself, with my own money. I'm a proud boy. Yes, there we go. Okay, let's just... the tutorial doesn't matter. What I wanted to say is... yes, if you take the name Grink... If you take more importantly, if you take the words grow and shrink, then you can kind of join them together to make Inc. or sure. Oh. Grink Incorporated and Shrow and Co. And yeah, and the music. The legendary music. Anyhow, yeah, I think I'll turn the music off for now because it's kind of distracting. I'll talk about the music later. So the main game idea. Well, I've made an entire devlog dedicated to this game. As I said, it's basically like all the other programming games I made. Well, all the other. It's basically like 1000-bit. No, not 1000. The other one. The 6-digit computer, except better in almost every way. Let's solve a task together, shall we? So here we go. Output 2 to the power of each value. So if I get 3, I have to output 2 to the third power. So how would you guys solve this dilemma? I would like to hear some suggestions. Oh, the stream is horribly behind. Yeah, I'll just solve this one myself. You can get on the suggestions for this task. For each value, output the sum of all values from 1 to the input. And I'll just solve this one, just because I'm bored. So beta equals alpha. Alpha equals 1. Test is beta equals 0, so then go to I, else beta is greater than 0, so subtract 1 from beta and add alpha to itself. And then go back to C. And if it's done, then move on. Yes? Yes, there we go. Nice. So this is the basics of how this game works. You just make these commands to make programs, and it's a really good game. I must tell you that much. I've played it a lot. I actually know the developer. We're very good friends, and I know that it's a very good game. You should definitely buy it. Some of allows from one to the input. Beta equals alpha. Alpha equals 0. Test if beta equals 0. Else beta doesn't equal 0, so alpha plus equals beta. Beta minus equals 1. Jump back here and then move on. Yes? Yeah, there we go. Ooh, parse 5. I forgot. I forgot how you do the parse. Anyhow, I'll try to solve this task because it's the only one I haven't actually solved myself. One of my playtesters said that they have. Like, well, basically, it's possible to solve it. So I'll try to solve this task on stream. We'll see if I succeed. Okay. So assign around 30. So we're gonna start by setting alpha to 1. Then beta equals alpha, move right, and then test if gamma equals 0. If so, then nah, I'm just not bothered. But it is possible. Definitely is possible. What did I have to say? There's a lot of stuff in this game. An update is coming quite soon, actually. There's nothing I really have to say that I didn't say in the video, so yeah. Watch my video, or else. If you want to ask something about this game, just let me know in the chat. But so far we're done with my games, pretty much. But not entirely, because then there's also the 0-digit computer, which I have recently released, and I don't know where it is. Where is it? Seriously. Oh, there it is. I've given it an incorrect name. If you look to the itch.io page of the 0-digit computer, you will notice that it's completely black. If you press Ctrl A, you'll see the text. Ból się nie kończy. Męka się nigdy nie kończy. Robert zapłaci za to. Och, jak miło będzie słuchać jego wrzaski. Jego wrzaski, niekończące się wrzaski. Tak. Umrzeć, umierać, umrzyj, marni, marny, głupi głupek. And it uses the same... I actually use a similar trick in 1000-bit. Not many people know this. If you go to the 1000-bit page, you select this text here. It's actually black. It's like blending in. It's a really cool Easter egg that I don't think anyone actually noticed. Either way. Yeah, this is the 0-digit computer. Many people think that it's just an April Fool's joke. It's not just that. It's more than just an April Fool's joke. Namely, it contains important lore. I'm just gonna play it. Well, it's gonna play it after a random amount of time, so for the time being, enjoy the beautiful black screen. come on. It's pretty long. It's getting pretty long. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah, this is quite longer than I expected. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's just me saying Polish things related to the story, and then just a bunch of effects added onto it. It's a conversation between two heroes from the DCCU. Also, I really recommend you watch my video on 1DC because it's a pretty good video. So that's the Zero Digit Computer, the most recent game I have actually released. If you go, oh, notification. Yeah, Zero Digit Computer, and then there's all of these. And yeah, that makes up pretty much all of the games that I've released. I also have my Tkirchner converter and the random game name generator. I'll just open these up just for fun, I guess. And the older one, there it is. So yeah, this is the old one. It's honestly still pretty good. It gave me some good names, such as S. Dot and also gave me the name Bitcave, and the Oeuvre was also just generated by this exact generator. But I remade it, and I'll actually use the windowed version because it's objectively better. If I go to programs, there it is. Yeah, and here I've actually got txt files with all of the adjectives and words that I'm using. Oh, I didn't realize there were gaps here. Yeah, and I got names. It was actually quite difficult to look for the right number of names, nouns, and so on, because I didn't want too many, but I also didn't want too few. And this one, I just scoured the internet. This one was like divided into like kindergarten level or something, kindergarten, preschool, first grade level nouns, etc. And this is the RNG made using Windows Forms. And here basically how it works is it takes one of the random name types, which I'll show you. Hold on. Delete this one, I don't need it. There we go. I'll just open up in a notepad. There we go. So it takes, there we go, name types. So I either have a single noun, the noun, a noun, name apostrophe s, noun apostrophe s, noun, the noun apostrophe s, noun, a noun apostrophe s, noun, or triple noun. And in this case, for example, it's just a name. Here it's just a noun. Here it's actually two nouns, except at the beginning there is a chance for there to be an adjective. Hello, no sun, no moon. Welcome to the stream. Knife Governor Chin, that's obviously the triple noun. The stomach's bat, the noun apostrophe s, noun. Yeah, but it basically chooses a noun from a list, or a name from a list, and sometimes, hold on, there you go. Sometimes this first parameter defines whether it can add an adjective in front or not. So for example, in the first three it can, in the fifth it also can, but in the sixth it can, what? Oh yes, noun apostrophe s, noun, it can only add an adjective before the second. So yeah, and yeah, that's basically how it works. And then at the end I choose one of the different capitalization types. So either only the first letter, which is normal, every single word is capitalized, everything is lowercase, everything is uppercase, or it's an acronym. Like this one. Trenton's colossal rabbit. Harsh scent minister room. Thread's abandoned knife. Zipper's rod. A sweater. Thumb. Thumb tub boys. One. I didn't know that word existed. Wondrous stamp skate. Help. Help ear destruction. Yeah, you can just have hours of fun with this. You can also, as I said, you can change the nouns and names and adjectives to suit your needs. I just felt the need to recreate it. And then you have the Kirchner converter, which is incredibly handy, at least for me, because previously I had to do, like if we go into here into English, I had to go through all of this by hand and add these random letters. And I know it sounds easy, but that's a lot of work. So I made this. All of this was made by this converter. And not only that, there's apparently some mistakes in it, but whatever. Mistakes aren't important. What is important is that I also used these files. So I've got the saved words, which are meant to almost not change at all, and the vocabulary, which are words that are supposed to generally say the same throughout the document. So for example, the saved words, hold on. There we go. The saved words are, for example, bit. So if I go somewhere down here to, hold on. I think this is supposed to mean 1 bit. And if I just search for it. Oh, it's the only occurrence. Whatever. You can see that, for example, Discord will turn into this. freesound.org. So yeah, they generally say the same, but some things are changed. And this one is quite a bit more complicated. Quite a bit more complicated to make. But I made it. And what would you like to see converted on stream? You know what? I'm gonna convert. I'm gonna go ahead and convert the lang file from the oeuvre. So if I load up English.lang, convert it to Kirchner, and also makes these little messages, which I find is really cool. There we go. And everything is converted. And I could literally just replace this with English.lang and it would all. In fact, I will. Oh, whoops. Why is it copying now? There we go. There we go. And it's all working. And what I especially like is the word comp feature and random word length feature. Wait. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Well. To be honest, that's gonna be quite easy. Just in a second. I'll just convert that in a second. The word comp feature, if I can find an example of it somewhere here. There you go. For example, this line. As you can see, it only contains the letters V, B, N, and M. There's basically a random chance for that to happen, and I just love the effect. And especially the random word lengths, because sometimes, randomly, a word can be shortened to 2 to 3 letters, or to 16 to 20 letters, or something like that. And it's just fascinating when that happens, especially with, come on, especially with this file. Yeah, for example, here this is supposed to be acknowledgements, I think. No, it's not that one. Yeah, this is, well, I don't even know. I think this means, yeah, fast forward. Yeah, and for example, this word. Anyhow, let's convert your thing. No, whatever. Wood, truck, wood. Like, wood truck. I think that's how it goes. I'm gonna convert a few more things, actually. Wood. Oh, there you go. There you go. There it is. Thank you, Wikipedia. There you go. Now, speaking of nursery rhymes, I think Anton would like this. No, I want the text, the lyrics. Come on. No. Lyrics. Where are the lyrics? There we go. Okay, just copy all of this. Okay. Speaking of nursery rhymes, there we go. I'll find a fun little hidden feature of Google Translate that I think isn't really that hidden. Oh, what happened here? Oh god. Anyhow, that's not what I wanted to say. I think Anton would like this.
The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round all day long. The horn on the bus goes beep, beep, beep.
I just love the accents. The accents that Google Translate makes. Okay, let's go back to your woodchuck thing. So of course if we just do this, it honestly, it just won't be enough because we have to create the vocabulary list. So I'll just create a new file here. So I'm gonna make woodchuck. There we go. And then I'm gonna do wheels bus round. Oh, whoop. I have to put them in once. Horn beep. And I think that's all that we need. Okay, so let's chuck this into the converter, just like the wood chucks wood. Alright, close it. Great. There it is. Okay, and this. And vocabulary. Okay. And where is it? There it is. Knizid ex krilastenprn kidrk f krilastenp dfgf kidrk knzv. What's your answer? gz, hulks govus hulks gz, hulks gnsi hulks gv, avsich vn mvuntnrdls hulks gov hulks gsko yoks gfino. Wait, no. Let's chuck this into Google Translate, shall we? Let's see how it deals with this. Okay. It's being boring. Oh, this is apparently the original language. Oh. It doesn't... It's the original language, but it doesn't really translate that well, does it? What about Polish?
Fychawk knit ex dzik krilastompryn kydrq ff krilastomp twyk kydrq kunf? Wywynynywym kubi refr dyl be chlagut ke chlaks chlaguvus chlaks chlan si chlakw. A wzi wywynynywym w młocynr dyl...
Oh, this is pure gold. Just take any Kirchner text and put it into Polish. What about other languages? No. Did we go? Nah. It's not being funny. Not doing the comedy for me.
LLBVVNNVMNQ.
No. Is it really only Polish that does this? What about Russian?
LLBVVNNVMNQBIR.
Yes, I think it's actually only Polish. Oh, wait. What is this? Persian? Persian doesn't have it. Yeah. I think it's actually only Polish that does this thing with the... Wait, what?
Lab wywynynywym kubi refr dyl be chlagut ke chlaks chlaguvus chlaks chlan si chlakw. A wzi...
Okay, let's try Japanese.
LLBVVNNVMNQBIR.
No. It's Polish, man. It's the best language, objectively, because it reads Kirchner.
Lab wywynynywym kubi refr dyl be chlagut ke chlaks chlaguvus chlaks chlan si chlakw. A wzi...
Okay, let's try some more Kirchner language files. Just get rid of that. If I just go over here, there we go. I want to go. There we go. Just take a chunk. Let him deal with it.
Li avr włecem sparum lg ivi ławdżunus bych ksevisiul żeast bit asadm enjucait alfa j gwi sint omegar. Gigsli bilk pchoiki każirt wowcz mys w vpc? Wilm wz zodło ychat w sig janr sos lox wiak m alfa kup.
Okay, let's move on, maybe. Just a suggestion, maybe let's move on. I do have... Oh, I have it opened 3 times. I do have a few more games, actually, that we haven't played. Starting with Wonder Ball Alpha, which I'm going to put into the unreleased games. Now, starting with the 1 hour game jam games, because... Yeah. As the title implies, 1 hour game jam. It's my second physics-based game to date. The first one being obviously... what's it called? Project Sfera. And I still haven't kind of explored these games enough. Either way, this is 1 hour game jam, so really basic, unpolished. For some reason, some of these walls just don't work. There's somewhat of a mechanic with time travel, but I'm not sure how it works. I made this game a long time ago. The music in the background is also made with... oh god, where is it? There it is. This thing. Yeah, which I've also used for Wither, and it's just really useful. It's really nice music and easy to make. And all you have to do then is just play it and record it with Audacity. And Thunderstorm V2, which is actually far worse than the original Thunderstorm. It really doesn't have quite that level of polish and balancing and fun. Yeah, I already lost. I think it's because it's electric floor. Oh, I got lucky there. Yeah, it's electric floor. But this one is actually quite fun. It uses the original, I think it's the Meteor Heat music actually. No, it's Crystal Ninja. And yeah, it borrows a lot of stuff from Crystal Ninja because that's what I was working on at the time. And it's by far the most polished, and it's actually quite fun if you really get into the groove. It doesn't have any menus or anything, nothing too special. You can basically just click to fling yourself, and you have to touch a wall before you can fling yourself again. Which makes it more than just clicking in the correct direction. But if the wall's crashing up, you just get frantic. Yeah, that's just what you do. And the level is also infinite. So, yeah. It's just a fixed level length, but it's like... I forgot exactly how it works. Oh no. Yeah, I think it just draws it once again if you're high enough. As you can see, our guy here has swagger sunglasses. Hashtag 420. Just thug life. That's the closest game to a game that I've actually made in 1 hour. Then if we go... Nah, I'm not going to go back through these. Like, these are just boring. But these are actually quite interesting. This is an interesting game concept that I don't think will ever come to fruition. It's basically you're this thing here at the bottom. You're this circle with the triangle in it, and you move around on a hexagonal grid, which is quite unique on its own. I didn't make this game, by the way. It was made by my friend for Christmas, I believe. And then you have this. If you hold down tab, you can see I have the DW. If I go back in, it gets rid of it. And this basically means that I can now push these things, because earlier I couldn't. Yeah, like right now I just cannot move them. And now I can. So now we can just break through them like this. And there are no sound effects or anything, it's just eerie silence as you finish the tasks. How do I... Oh, right, I have to do this. There we go. Oh. Oh, right. This one is really easy. And then you have the AJ, which just means basically just means you drag things. And you can combine them, you can have both at once. And, let me just go, yeah, for example here, you can get both, and now you can both push things and pull things at the same time, and it gets really complicated really fast. And as you can see, I'm just such a god at solving puzzle games. I'm so fast. Doesn't necessarily mean yeah, I just got stuck. Anyhow, yeah, that's that, I guess. Kramening. Kramening has a pretty substantial history, actually. It all began. It all began quite a long time ago, actually. Oh, you can climb this wall apparently. Well, you can climb this wall in another way, namely by. Anyhow, let me get to the story first. So, it all began, I think, in 2016, if I remember correctly, when I was in class and I had watched the Game Maker Toolkit's video on Nintendo's way of designing games, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool if there was a game where you could move yourself around by shooting ropes and then swinging on them, and there was no other way to move around? Well, that wouldn't really work. But this is kind of where it went. At the first stage, actually, when I was making it, I wanted to call it Rope Quest, and it was supposed to be a whole lot different. But I wasn't able to get the rope physics to work, so and by accident I stumbled into the mechanic of polar orbs, which then turned into Polar, which was my first commercial release. But this is Kramening, which is what came of the idea. The title comes from my like a word that I invented when I was little, which was meant to mean like a piece for practicing skills on the piano or something. It was just a random word, but I felt that it sounded very Nordic, so I went for a Nordic theme. And I'm really proud of this statue. This is the best thing in this entire game. Basically, I decided to make it this kind of platformer where you can shoot the ropes and you have to get on top of the mountain. And then I had several new ideas and I just kept expanding the scope. And then when I finally made it, I gave up after a few weeks. Well, I didn't give up. I just kind of stopped working on it. Yeah, and here's another one of those statues with the pink crystals. And these symbols, by the way, are also just kind of a cipher. These runes that I made up. I think no, I don't have the font anymore. But I'll recreate something similar to it. Anyhow, I do have plans of reviving this game, and it's going to be heavily inspired by what is it going to be inspired? By Ori and the Blind Forest, actually, because I'm planning to give it kind of like a more exploratory feel, more than a story-based one. There's going to be a whole lot of stuff. I've already invented the lore. I don't think I'm going to be sharing it today, but I came up with it. And the thing that I was doing earlier is actually something that I also included in Taskware, which is that if you let go of the right arrow key while sliding on a wall, and then immediately after, like almost immediately after, press space, then you'll just jump straight upwards, because the game basically gives you coyote time on hanging on a wall, but since the direction you're holding at the time is none, it doesn't repel you away from it. And it's something that is kind of a bug, but I'm definitely keeping it on purpose. And if I'm going to be recreating this game, it will be obviously in Unity, because it's going to be a lot easier to just make everything. All of the like things in the background and parallax things, I don't know. I just feel like Unity is much better for bigger game projects. And besides, it can export to all platforms, regardless of payment. It's completely free, so that's always a plus. Oh, come on, there we go. But I like the way this version has turned out, actually, even though it's not going anywhere. I'll probably use the same kind of design for the Viking, but I think I'll use the Unity's built-in animation thing, animation timeline thing, and here there is supposed to be an Easter egg of some kind. I think. There we go. I'm just gonna use speedrun strats. And I especially love this water that I made. And all these statues. I just... Damn, like... Some of these things just look really cool. And I'm definitely gonna be going for the same kind of pixel art style as I went with here. I just love these statues, man. They're so nice. Anyhow, so that's Cremaning. It does actually have a sort of menu. It does have various settings. Accessibility, yeah, graphics, all of that. You can even change the FPS. You can set them all the way down to 30. Except this does actually just affect the FPS, so it's a lot more jittery. Instead of, as opposed to game speed. Oh, and also, if you fall down a great distance, eventually your distance just becomes 0 for no reason at all. Yeah, and then if you click on name, then you quit to the main menu, because that makes sense. And you can also have several different slots. But obviously this is kind of buggy at the moment. Goodbye, Ape Guy. Goodbye. And then Nutcracker we already played. Voidless. This is be laggy. Oh, this is going to be really laggy because it redraws things in real time. So let's see how many. Let's time how many minutes it's gonna take for it to even turn on. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. It has mouse controls as well. Oh, damn it! Accidentally went back into the tutorial area. Ooh, that's really fluid though. Oh, and I love these animations that I made. I love the way this character looks as opposed to the one in the newer Voidless. Like, this one is still pixelated, but it has so much more detail. It's just honestly astounding. And you can even zoom in. Even though it does move the background, but it just looks amazing, honestly. Just... I think I might recreate the character in Voidless, in the newer Voidless, to make him look more like this. Because this is how he was meant to look, like, honestly. It just looks so good. On the other hand, it will mean that I'll have to rotate him in real time. And we even have settings in this game. Like, can you imagine? We can even move with the keyboard, if you like. Except the keyboard controls are a lot worse. Oh, whoops. Yeah, anyway. I meant to do that. If we just go back here, there we go. Yeah. And I even made this grass. You can see all my old Voidless, well, my 2 old Voidless devlogs. Like, this version honestly looks quite cool. It's definitely a different style to the newer Voidless. And I think I might have to actually also implement these kind of background tiles in the newer Voidless. I definitely will for the ruins. That's one thing I'm sure of. But I'm not sure about the other worlds. Maybe I'll also make this kind of shadow. That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, this old Voidless was supposed to be a Metroidvania, so definitely not procedurally generated. And it was one of the reasons I stopped, because it required a lot of level design, and that is not my strong suit. And that is exactly why the newer Voidless is procedurally generated, because that means I don't have to do any level design. And then we have Wonder Ball, which is maybe, hopefully, going to be realized sometime in the future. Actually, this is an extremely old version. I believe there should be a newer one somewhere. I for sure have the Unity files for it. This one is honestly just a disappointment, more than anything. The one thing this does right is it has a really nice skybox, which was hand drawn, believe it or not. Except you can very visibly see the gradient lines over there. Let me just Alt F4 this boy. This game is a disappointment. However, let me see actually if I have done mine. Oh yes, I do have. There. Wonder Ball builds. We down the newest one. That might take a while. So yeah, Wonder Ball, inspired by Ball Ends, Switch Ball, Hamster Ball, all of those bad boys. All of my nice nostalgic games. I was hoping to make it kind of like an abstract way of storytelling. If that makes sense. I was hoping to make it a kind of I make it have a story, but with no words. Like I was trying to go as abstract as possible. Like give the my goal is to make the player cry because of a ball, like a literal sphere. I don't think I've succeeded with that, at least in this build. Wonder Ball. But this newer build looks actually a lot better. And as I said, I do still have the project files, so I'll just see how it looks. There you go. I mean, just look at that. You even have motion blur. You have this dynamic camera. You have all these reflections and shadows. It just looks so much better. And the gameplay also feels a lot better. You have these pushable crates. You have these gems, which like crystals, which aren't quite finished yet. You have all these clouds in the background. You have the lens flare. You also have rails. Oh, no, you also have the normal map on this wood, which looks actually spectacular. And all of these custom models. So yeah, this is definitely a project I am hoping to continue. You also have all of these different ball forms over here. However, you cannot really move in air that much. I also made this custom animation. Not really that good, honestly. The feather ball. Here you have the ice ball, which is just a lot more slippery and therefore can achieve much greater speeds. Originally, the gold ball was supposed to be the really fast one, but I just decided that no, because that would basically just make it a lot better than every other ball and with no real downsides. So I scrapped that and instead I made the Echo Giant ball, which has a lot higher friction. And adds these cool spikes around it. Then you have the rubber ball, which, yeah, it's a rubber ball. It just bounces up and down, and the metal ball. Oh, 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 come on. Just jump. There you go. And of course the skybox. Yeah, and there we go. The metal ball, which is just a lot heavier. And I also even made a pause menu, which is, as you can see, very polished. Yeah, and this is without post-processing. It looks actually terrible without post-processing. Turn them on. There we go. It looks so much better. Anyhow, this is the current build of Wonderball. It's been discontinued for now, at least. So that's pretty much all of the games, I believe. Oh, hey George. How's it going, my good pal, George? We have just finished playing all of the games. Like, all of them. Literally. So what do you reckon we do now? I have 7 viewers. I'm not prepared to lose them. What should I do? I believe I'm gonna start to continue work on my music for Voidless, because I have been already planning to continue making the music on stream, and on Sunday, I think, maybe not on Sunday, but I think on Monday or Tuesday, I'll be doing like kind of like a quick 1 to 2 hour stream, just making music with no audio, I guess. Yeah, that's true, Voidless. So yeah, let's get into making music with Ableton Live 10 Lite, which I got for free from Splice. Use coupon code I like money to get 10% off your first purchase on splice.com. Speaking of money, I like money, and therefore I was sponsored by Loot Crate as well. Be sure to use the coupon code Please Help Me Feed My Family to get 20% off your first purchase on Loot Crate. Speaking of feeding my family, I have to feed my family, which means I require money from you. That's why I set up a Patreon. Let's start making that music. Yeah. So, if you're not a member of my... No, I meant... music with no audio. I meant music with no voice. If you're a member of my premium elite Discord server, filled with PogChamp emotes, then you will know that I have started work on the new track some time ago. Where is it? Come on. There it is. So this is how much I've got so far. If I just zoom out, there we go. I'm not sure how long it is actually. I think it's like 1.5 minutes. So we'll just pick up where I left off, and we'll get going. Yeah, so this is gonna be the second repetition of this, and then... Oh wait, this fades out? What? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna copy this over here. Wait, hold on, because if we go here, this is the first... Yeah, this is the first calm part. Yeah, because if you didn't know, this is inspired by This thing. 500 seconds before sunset. Yeah, so I'm basically recreating it. Oh yes, okay. So okay, so let's get going. No, did I want it? Okay, there we go. So that's D sharp. Hold on. Okay, so I believe it's this. No, no, it's like this. Oh, whoops. Too fast. Like this, I think. No, one later. So this is gonna be column 2. So C sharp 2. Yes. I don't. If I just go, wait. If I just go back here. Oh, whoops. Yeah, this is basically how it's gonna be like on those streams. Okay. Now if I just get a quick listen. Hold on. Oh wait, right. They need to be spread out. Oh wait. Whoa. No, one more, I believe. There we go. I think. I think. Okay, now let's just. Okay. And now if I just copy these over. And I actually think I want to make a new percussion loop somewhere here. No, wait. Copy the new one. Okay, I'm losing viewers. That's good, because that means I can end the stream. I think. Soon. Soon. No, I have to make a new. No. Oh, come on. Okay, I'll just have to join these, I guess. Mm. Mm. No. Ah, damn it. Okay. Wait, what? No. No, no. Doo-doo. Okay, I'll just finish these off and then I think I'll... Oh, there's more people. Okay, I guess I'll continue then. I don't want to lose those viewers. Precious little viewers. Huh. I'm gonna pull these up a bit. There we go. Okay, let's listen it. Okay, nice. So we've got Calm 2. We just... There we go. Wait, what? Oh, it's a bit too long? Huh? Oh yeah, it is. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, it should be up to 9. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now, copy, delete, paste. There we go. Right. Did Wait, isn't that? No, hold on. Isn't that the same thing? I think it is. Yes. Okay, let's listen to what. Oh, he just copies this. Okay, I guess that's a good tactic. No, I'm not gonna do that though. Just won't sound right. All right. Actually, I'll go ahead and set it. There we go. Why am I gaining viewers? I want to end the stream. Come on. It's like I'm just gonna waste viewers. What's this again? All right. Yes. I think that's how it Oh, I forgot. I didn't manage to say everything about the music of 1DC. Indeed. Honestly, there's not that much to talk about other than, well, what was in the video, which you can always just look on my YouTube channel, the good video. Apart from that, the origins of all the tracks. If we go to the music. What's happening? Oh, okay. Yeah, so the first one is obviously Digital Enthusiasm, which is from Digital, from the 6-digit computer OST. There we go, that's the one. And yes, then the next one, I forgot where it was actually. You know what, no, let's just go on my Bandcamp. There we go. Because the title just tells it all, honestly. Keyboard Heaven is Raise I0 in. In fact, I can show you. Well, it's actually a mix because it's a mix of keyboard start and Raise I0 in, and it's called Keyboard Heaven because it's taken from keyboard start and from raise, which is like raising up, like to the heavens, and also because Keyboard Heaven, it's a heaven for keyboards. Come on, that's just pathetic. There we go. The famous part from Raise I0 in, which is right over here. Hold on. I think this is my favorite track. Yeah, this is just a great musical theme that I'm going to have to reuse quite a few times. So yeah, that's Keyboard Heaven, Digital Enthusiasm, as I said. Programmer in the Dark. This one is also in the video. It's Waves in the Dark. Yeah, it's Waves in the Dark from Platinum Quest, which is also, by the way, my favorite track from. Yeah, I'll need to organize this. From the Platinum Quest soundtrack. Just so good. Here is the beat drop right now. Anyhow. Oh, False Excitement. That's one of the few tracks that is not inspired by anything. It's just kind of like a... excitement because it's kind of fast-paced, and false because lore reasons. Because, well, the Stanley Fate is not excited to work for someone who was his employee. Odd is it's called Odd because it's from Odd Race, from Signore Hamsterbole. There it is. Which just generally has a great soundtrack, but if I go to Odd Race. Yeah, and here it's... No. Okay, hold on. It's about to drop. There we go. Yeah. Nothing ever comes together beautifully, as I said. Everything comes together beautifully. Also my favorite track from this album. Okay, Panic is... Oh, that's Colonel Panic, actually. Yeah, that's that. The pain of healing, as I said, it's the healing mantra. Except at the beginning, actually, it's hold on, if I just... In the beginning, it's part of this. Which is a composition I made a long time ago. But then it goes to the... Hold on, any second now. There you go, you can kind of hear it. It's this one, I believe. Anyhow, I love this one just purely because of that reason. This comforting mystery doesn't have anything to do with the track comforting mystery. It's just another random one, I think. Yes, it's the only other random one that isn't related to anything. Memories is. If Mr. Anton was listening right now, he'd recognize this. This is Bajka Iskierki. But it's also the melody of one of these three. I don't remember which one. This one, I think. No. This one? This one, yeah. Which is the same as the children's lullaby. As you can see, extremely comforting for 3-year-olds. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's Memories. It's just an amalgamation of these 3 tracks, I believe. Because then there's also this one. Whatever. Yeah, and then at the end, when it ends, there's that. Which is, by the way, also at the very end of the ambience, as a matter of fact. There it is. Because, as I said in the video, it's just Memories is just pause stretched and slowed down. Yeah. Yeah, and then there is the credits, which is... The beginning is actually part of the cutscene music from the original Kremmenning. It's just an amalgamation of different tracks, and at the very end there's that. And that's the 1DC music, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and by the way, the only reason why I didn't publish this is because I was too lazy to add the cover art. Which I assume is just typical me. We've also got this, which is... as you can see, a lot is done. I think I'm just going to delete it. And then we have Wonderball, which is also very done. Yes, delete this. So yeah, I think I'm going to release this in the near future. Speaking of which, maybe we should listen to some of my music. Since we're already on the topic of playing my games, I'm just going to stop doing this. And we're just going to listen to my music, because I'm a narcissist. Haha. Just kidding. We've got 1000 bit. Now, honestly, like the ones I really like Primus. In case you don't know what's going on, there's a rhythm which is 1 note long, there's one which is 2 notes long, 3, 5, and 7. Yeah, that's Primus. We have Crystal Ninja with the absurdly good 10,000, which I'm surprised myself by how good it is, actually. Especially given that it's made in MuseScore. Like, Jesus, MuseScore? This is good. Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Anyhow. And we also have all the other ones, of course. This sauce is really good, actually, for what I usually make. We have, of course, Luna, which is just, kind of disappointing. We have Rain, which is just random pitched sounds, which my friends told me they really like for some reason. I don't really like it that much. It honestly just sounds creepy. We have all of these, which are all violent things. They're all kind of meh, I guess. We have these two, which were made for the thing, for the music jam, which is going on right now, and which I'm not participating in because I'm streaming, so I cannot participate. And we have this, which is honestly quite nice, to be honest. Okay, you can all just go now. Like, I have nothing else to do. So goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. I am ending the stream. Okay? Goodbye.